There we go. Now you should be able to hear me. Had myself muted, so that's great. Let's see. All right, now I need to get some music going. Let's put some Lofi Girl. Actually, we're going to do the synthwave one. Move this up. Let me see if I can add this in. So, hold on. Okay. Basically, I'm using background music. Shoot. Hey, Scott. RC Scott, how are you? I'm trying Restream to do all this because I wanted to be able to give people a chance to come in and talk. But I don't know how to add background music. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this. I figured out most of it, so it's not a big deal. I just thought I don't know. It doesn't pick up desktop, obviously, which is fine. Wait, lo-fi. We'll just do this. All right, I just put in some lo-fi music. Actually, I wonder. Yeah. All right, well, this is good enough. This is fine. This should work. All right, so I'm just going to get accustomed to this Restream thing for a minute and get myself situated. And then start putting the link in for people to jump in and chat. It's been a really long time since I've streamed, so I don't even know if anyone remembers my streams. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, so this is something that I worked on with my coffee membership. I figured I'll use this to draw today because I have nothing else in mind right now. So yeah, I'll start sharing the link for people to join. Maybe the chat already? Oh, no. In 10 minutes. I probably should have also advertised that people can come in and talk, but oh well. Yeah, it's fine. I'm actually kind of excited to work on these because I've kind of been changing how I approach some of his expressions as I've been making my comic, which is a good thing. Nothing stays the same forever. So how are you, RC Scott? How has life been? Actually, let me put this in. Oh, wait, did I share this link already? Yes, I did. Okay. Very nice. been wanting to do this for a while because it seems fun to do stuff. And I guess copy, paste. There, and I think I can, yeah, I pinned it. So there, so now when people join, they can come join the chat if they'd like. I really needed to stream more. This life has just been so hectic. I do owe my membership 2 streams this month. I already know what I'm going to do for one of them. I just have to schedule it. Those tend to be short, though, which is totally fine for me. So I'm not like super worried about it taking up too much time. Hello, Captain Q. Welcome to the stream. I posted a link. It should be pinned in the YouTube thing, YouTube chat, where you can join and chit chat for real if you'd like. I should have titled this, can I change? Yes. This is not a short stream today. Come chat to me. Hold on. Come chat with me and draw. All right. I thought that would be fun. I have no idea how many of you guys are actual talking. How many of you are actually talkative? Oh my god, I can't talk. I can't even talk. I've actually joined other people's spontaneously before, and it's fun. It's awkward, but it's fun. Awkward as in I feel awkward. But that's okay. I think it's nice though to like actually talk to people versus doing things online all the time. And when you're actually like physically talking, you don't have to keep looking up at the screen. Oh. Man, the Gilded YouTube bot is going crazy. There. Yeah, I totally get that, Captain Q. I have to like plan around that because my boyfriend has like a lot of late meetings, so I'm like, and that's part of the reason why I haven't been streaming as much. Because I don't want to be like being obnoxious and he's in a work meeting with serious conversation. I'm out here talking about fucking potatoes or something, you know. So it's something that I tried to be mindful of. There's nothing worse than... Yay, hello, Copa. Yes, I am definitely chilling. It is 75 degrees in here, so not literally, but, you know. How is everything? I hope everyone that just came in is doing well. And I know you have a lot of life changes going on, Copa, so hopefully everything is going good. If you hear the faucets, because I'm by the kitchen. Make sure my chat. Okay. I'm using a race stream, which I've never done before. I have a link pinned if you'd like to physically, or not physically, but actually join the conversation. If you're into that, sort of a celebration for like me hitting 3,000 subscribers. wildly delayed, but oh well. Figured I'd try it. And Restream was the only one I could think of to do that because I already use it. Another StreamYard, but I actually don't want to make another account. So, yeah. Aww, that's totally fine. Baby comes first. I hope the car ride for the baby goes well. The baby sleeps or falls asleep. Or is at least, chill about it. Remember, with all of my siblings, that was a thing. It's like, oh, you're crying? All right, into the car you go. Car ride time. And sometimes it was just the easiest way to just watch my siblings. Pray for your sleep. I'll pray for your sleep too. Baby's like what? A few weeks, a month old? A few weeks, I think, right? She'll calm down a little bit. Actually, it's about she's a little younger than my nephew. Now I think about it. She'll be okay. She'll get into a good sleeping rhythm soon. I'm trying to we're gonna have my baby drive. It's perfect. 3 weeks. Aww. They're so cute when they're that young. Yes. Can't say too much about the sleeping baby thing because this baby's been pretty perfect. He just sleeps and is calm and is quiet. Not like his older sister, but I'm trying not to turn this into a huge baby chat because I will talk about the babies forever. They're so cute. And they're just so cute when they're little. And they're snuggly. Well, they may not like to be held, but doesn't matter. They're young. They don't get to decide if they want to be held yet or not. No, actually, I'm trying to think about my other siblings. Most of us are pretty calm. Well, yeah, most of us were. Aw, that's perfect. You're already exposing her to the good stuff. That's good parenting right there. If you don't expose her now, she'll, you know, she just won't know what's good stuff. Pretty soon she's going to be watching like all the cult classics. Like 2 years old, she'll be like, I know all the films, all the good stuff, all the film, like all the lore and the knowledge of it all. She'll be reading her bedtime stories and she'll be like, nope, not good enough. All right, have a good car ride. I hope everything goes well and she falls asleep. I mean, kids are so silly. Oops. I'm actually kind of happy it's getting warmer out because you can keep the windows open. So my window or whatever is open. So you might hear outside noise. I didn't realize how, like, even though I'm not really near it at all, it's a good 20 feet away. Yeah, about 20 feet away. And this mic actually picks up a lot from that far. Didn't expect until I started recording. And I had it open and it started raining. And I was like, oh, it's not going to pick that up that much. You know, it's far enough away. I can barely hear it with the headphones on. Oh, no. It picked all of that up. So I had to go back and re-record that part of the video, which is great. It wasn't too big of a deal, but I just didn't realize how much it was going to pick up over my voice. And hopefully my mic is okay. I don't know the volume controls on this thing, on this different platform I'm using. But I think it should be okay. I mean, it looks like it seems to be fine in the little window that I see. So there is that. It's kind of funny. I made a lot of these expressions in the comic, and I would like to open it up and just copy and paste it, but that's for members only. Sorry. But I have posted some like little snippets here and there on social media. I'm actually going to be preparing some more of those for next week. I keep thinking it's the middle of the week, and it is not. It is Saturday already. And tomorrow is Mother's Day. So anyone celebrating tomorrow, I hope you have a good Mother's Day. It's coming out a little better. These are really sketchy when I first made them, but I drew like all of these really quick. And I was like, oh, I gotta make this super sketchy. And then, well, I didn't tend to make them super sketchy, but because I was being quick, they weren't very well refined. I'm also trying to like not make his head a perfect circle because I did that a couple times and it just looks really weird. It feels inorganic. So I'm trying to avoid doing that. I'd rather have like a more stylistic look for him than a perfected look. Yeah. Alright, so this is supposed to be disappointed. Hi, Jose. Nice to see you. I'm good. How are you? If you would like to join and talk for reals, I have a pinned link. Actually, I should make sure that even is actually visible for you. No, it's not. Oh my goodness. YouTube, please. All right, pin the message. Okay, now it's pinned. Restream live TV. Yeah, I'm using a different platform today to let people come in and literally talk if you'd like. No pressure. I thought it'd be nice, something fun to do for my 3,000 subscriber thing. Because why not? Something different. And I'm way past 3,000 now, but you know, whatever. Better late than never. Hope everything is going well with you, though. It's been a long time since I've been able to catch up with people on the streams. And I miss it because I would get a lot done. Yeah, I've been trying to improve my drawing skills too. And that has really, I think, made life easier to draw faster. Which I think is why I was able to get this original sketch stuff done so quickly. And it helps that his face is simple, but also my cat is also in the window. I just used also twice in one sentence, like a heathen. So if she attacks the window, that's what's happening. Hello, Adega. Need some sweets to sell. Oh, that's awesome. That sounds like fun. I actually just went to a local farm and bought some goodies from them. They have like their own jellies and other foods and stuff, and I know like they partner with other locations or not locations, but other farms to make some of this stuff. But it's always nice to like, I don't know, going to those market type places is just something that is fun and unique that really, I don't know, just has like a certain charm to it. It's hard to explain. I'm actually gonna be really busy next month, so I'm trying to maneuver like how to deal with this YouTube channel because I need to create more videos, and it's just I might just record a bunch of random stuff, and and then just edit on the go. It's kind of what I do now, but I usually have like a plan, like what type of video, and I don't have any of that right now. I have one video in mind, and that is not going to cover a month's worth of content. Could, but it's not going to. I'm actually curious if you can even hear what's going on in the other room. My boyfriend's watching Black Clover. It's a really good anime. We're enjoying it. I don't think you can hear it, but I can hear it through my headphones, so I don't know. This mic picks up stuff that I never expect it to. It's like, what? What kind of chocolate did you get, by the way? Is it just like a mixed assortment of chocolates, or just like chocolate bars, or like specialty chocolate, like the dark cherry chocolate things? That's turning out much better. This is what I'm looking for. I do like this edit too. This one looks way more exaggerated and scared. I'm afraid it's probably not even the right term to describe that anymore. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Adega. I never know, because like I was saying earlier, this mic picks up things I just never expect it to pick up, and then I'm like, why? I don't know if like when stupid Windows updates, I don't know if it's changing things and that's what's happening. Because I've had to like change my audio like 10 times, like, but I don't know why. Oh yes, you did say you were selling sweets, Jose. Oh, Brazilian South America sweet. I don't think I've ever had sweets from South America in general. I didn't even realize that Brazil had its own like unique type. We don't really have any South American or Spanish or Mexican or type grocery stores here. We have mostly Asian and Middle Eastern. So I've kind of had some of that stuff, but I never had Brazilian type stuff before. Is it sweeter? I mean, I don't know if you would know, but is it sweeter than Western Western American type things, or is it more like a subtle sweetness? Because I know Asian sweets in general aren't always actually sweet. They're very, I don't want to say bland, but some of them kind of are, but they're considered sweets. I'm drinking the rest of my smoothie too. Actually, would you consider it sweet like a fruit? Like a super sweet fruit? I'm trying to think of how you would describe it, or how, like, what would be a good descriptor of different levels of sweetness. Like an orange is sweet. The strawberry is sweet, but strawberries are kind of bitter too sometimes. Bananas are very sweet. Apples can be very sweet. But I also recently discovered apples are not the varieties that I have access to are not common varieties, and I thought they were. So I cannot use that as a reference point either. I've had German chocolate before. It was pretty good. It wasn't like not like that Hershey stuff, which I actually no longer like because it has a chalky aftertaste because it's not even real milk chocolate. I don't think it's flavored sugar. I mean, I'll still eat it, but it's just not. I just don't like it. You want to know the sweet is a sweet that in my state is called chup chup. More popular by name Ho or icy in English. Oh, that's interesting. I like that chup chup. I'm gonna go around and say I want some chup chup. Is that how you say it? Am I pronouncing this right? Chup chup. And I don't think I'm pronouncing any of these words correctly. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these pronunciations. I'm learning Spanish bit by bit. I don't think Brazil has its own. There's so many variations in the language. So I don't even know if what I'm learning is relevant to half of like South America. I just want to be able to have basic communication. My friend got some lambs today, and they're so cute. They're cute little lambs. She's sending pictures. Alright, so Ho. I'm just not gonna pronounce that. I do not think I'm pronouncing any of that right. But that's fine. I attempted. I'm gonna have to look that up though, because that sounds interesting. I bet you in the South they might have more shops like that. That would have something like that. Maybe? Probably in Texas and Arizona they might. I would say California, but I don't remember like seeing like Hispanic or any of that type of food very often outside of like your fast food and restaurants and stuff like that. Nothing like at the store that was like, no, here's region specific candies and sweets and stuff. It's a homemade ice. Oh, it's an ice cream. It's sold inside of plastic sacks. And there's a gourmet version. You can put more stuff along. Ooh. So it's kind of like what we would call a sundae here, where it's like the ice cream. Sometimes you put them just in cups, fancy glasses, or just bowls, and then you can pile stuff on it. At least that's what it sounds like. I don't think that's actually what it is. Interesting. That sounds good though. I actually haven't had anything like that in a while. I say that, but it's also been winter for a while, so that's why. I just haven't. Actually, when was the last time I had ice cream? Or anything like it? But it really has been a while for me. I need to look that up though. Actually, I wonder if I have a fruit market type place near me that also sells a lot of not specialty foods, but maybe it is specialty foods that would also come from other countries and stuff like that. I wonder if they have it because they have like a unique ice cream aisle. I'm going to say probably not, but I'm going to pretend like they might have it and give myself some hope in trying it, or at least knowing where I can go to get it to try it. Like they'll sell rabbit and pheasant and stuff like that, lamb. It's really good. I had lamb for the first time a while ago. It was actually their lamb burgers, and they have a unique smell to them, but they were pretty good. Put this here. Yes, a stream. Hello, Hashi. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing a special 3K subscriber stream. I have a pinned link if you'd like to actually chit-chat and join. Never done this before, so forgive me. Yes, it is something from my comic. This is just a giant expression sheet that I made in one of the streams for my membership of the Pumpkin Prince. I'll put his name up here. Because I figured I needed something to kind of like reference different moods, and it would be fun, you know. So this is one of them that I made, and I figured it'd be nice to kind of show a few things that I've been working on in that membership that is kind of closed off. You know, because it's always nice to share what's happening, even if you're not a member, you know. So I've been talking about this stupid story for so long. Yeah, frustrated face. All right, there it is. He looks a little more angry there, so I might tweak his mouth a little bit, but it's also a little representative of him being frustrated and what I imagine in that scenario in the story. So I'm trying not to overthink it. But yeah, these are just different expressions of the character, just to kind of get get the brain going for what it would look like in different scenarios. So I'm just kind of cleaning them up a little bit because I made, how many are in here? I need to write down how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 12. I made 24 total expressions, and the other 12 are here. There was a lot done that day. There were so many faces drawn. But as I've been making the comic, I got 14, trying to think how many pages total I have. You know what? Let's see what I can do. Open recent. This was useless. Wait, no, that was... I have 20 pages laid out completely. And in those 20 pages, I've tweaked so much of the story in how I draw him already. It's like, it's ridiculous how much has changed in that short amount of time. He looks 100 times more serious than all the other faces. It does. I'm trying to have like a good balance of like funny faces and serious moments, because I don't want to like overdo it with either one, but at the same time, I want him to, when he is serious in the story, I want to actually have that expressed in his face, so it really sets the tone. Like, oh my gosh, shit's going down. You know, we can't. This is a really serious moment. He's not goofing off anymore. You know, so I'm trying to kind of make sure that hits home that when it is serious, he's not playing games. He is serious. And right now in the story, I haven't gotten to one of those points. I'm almost there, but not yet. And I'm really excited because it's just, I don't know, I'm excited for it. Like, I'll just put on my music And then I'll like zone out, like, yeah, it's going well. Yeah, let's go happen next. And then I'm just really excited. And then I get tired because I drew so much. Oh no. I'm sorry. That sucks. I know exactly what you're going through the laptop thing. My main original laptop, I still have it. It still works. It's just very old. Before I had the desktop, I had a lot of issues with that too, and it sucks. Like when you rely on it for so much. But if you're still able to draw without it, though, that's good. And I think that's what I did during that time myself. I was like, well, I'll just do sketches and paper then. Even though it's not that I'm not a big fan of it, I just don't normally do it. I think part of it is I don't have a designated spot to just sit down and draw on paper, which does make your environment really does impact the ability to draw and stuff. Let me see. My laptop broke. Oh my gosh, laptops, why are they breaking? That's an interesting thing you point out, that you were better at drawing on the phone. I wonder if it's because I have drawn on my phone a couple times to get a lot of sketches and stuff done, or where I'm just like, oh, I have this idea in my head, I gotta get it out. You know, I use the Autodesk sketchbook app, and I know what you're talking about. I kind of think part of it is you are more focused on it. Like when you're on the computer, you can have like 20 different like tabs open. This is like what your mind's doing, is going like this, you know. But when you are focused on one thing, it's much easier. If that makes sense. So you're more likely to just kind of relax and just get the zone and draw. I think that's why people like using their iPads to draw. It's not so much that it's the iPad and the pencil, it's you can just focus on that. You don't have to worry about a bunch of tabs and windows open. Oh, nice. I think I know RPG Maker. I think a long time ago I got it. His eyes look a little too square there, but that's no. I think they're just too big. That's fine. We'll leave it. I'm just getting the overall idea down. He has a lot of these expressions. I like those games though. Like I remember when I was messing with it, the first thing I did was I made a character and I was like, oh, she woke up, she has amnesia, and then she's going to this room, the door is locked. I'm like, if I was playing this, I'm not going on a wild goose chase to find a freaking key to open up this door. So I made her knock it, like kick it down, and that was how she got to the next room. I was like overly aggressive with this for no reason. I was like, you don't want to look for keys. Who wants to look for a key? Who wants to spend 20 minutes looking for a key to get past the first part in this? And that's what I did. So I learned how to code something really quick to knock down the stupid door after 3 hits. And that was basically it. You walk up to the door, you interact with it, and her first response was, I don't want a key, I'll just knock this door down. And that was that. And then I never opened it again. Or maybe it was Game Maker. Or maybe it was both. I don't remember, because there was a humble bundle sale on one of those way back when. And then one was free and one wasn't. No, I think Game Maker was free at the time. I think RPG Maker was the humble bundle. I don't know. It's on my old laptop. So that laptop now is just used for basic stuff. I do need to make a sheet like this for the false spirit. And the only reason I'm dreading it is because she's more human-like. So it's not going to be as easy to speed through to make all the expressions. It's going to be fun because I'm really enjoying drawing her. She's just more time-consuming to draw. So I'm over here like, oh, gotta make sure proportions are correct and all that good stuff. Okay. Make the character fight the door, take it down. I love that. That's perfect. I'm going to remember that. Even better, it's like a Pokemon fight. That's funny. I love that. Okay, so what I'm expecting of you, Jose, is to make a game where you have to literally fight the door to get past that area into the next room. Oh my gosh, can you imagine like all this like special abilities that door could have? It's like knock knock. It'd be like a knock knock joke where it either fakes an attack. Oh my god. See, this is why we have these streams though, to come up with silly ideas. And then like one of the attacks can be like oh jeez, body slams you or something. Oh man. Or no, the attacks change depending on the type of door it is. That would be even funnier. Like a screen door, it can like hide. I don't know if I've mentioned this story, but a long time ago when I was a little child, not really super little child, but young enough, I was at my aunt's house and it was getting dark because it was like a birthday party or something, and we're all, running in and out of the house. It's a nice summer day, and the side door was open, so the glass was not there. It was just a screen door, and it was getting dark out, so it's really hard to see when it's dark out. A black mesh screen. And I thought someone left the door open. Turns out nobody did, so I ran right through it and popped the whole thing out of the frame. So that was nice. Thankfully it was easy to put back in. But yeah, I popped that whole door out. Yes. So that was great. And that's when I was like, well, I guess I'll just look like it. No matter what you do in that scenario now, like if you put your hand out in front to make sure the door's not there, and it's not there, you look like a fool. Try and see if the screen door is there. And if you don't do it and you run into it like I did, you still look like a fool. So there is no winning in that scenario. Just no winning at all. Lose. So, yeah, that's great. Door HP 100, MP 2, attack 2, defense 20, speed 0, precision 5. It's a very powerful door. This point looks a little sad. I don't really want, but I mean, it's kind of like a sad feeling. Can you hear the birds by any chance? I wonder if you can hear the birds. They're chittering out there. Oh, they stopped. Oh, they said that. So never mind. I like that. I like that we've just made an RPG of doors. It's beautiful. See, this is where I get really caught up in the stupid, I don't even want to say details, just like drawing this. I'm like, oh, what if one of the eyes is not the same size? And it's like, it's okay. This is a cartoon. 2D drawing doesn't have to be super the same. There are literally entire styles that are specific to not having them the same. So I just need to get over that and not be super perfectionist about it like I'm doing right now. Okay. It's so weird because when I record videos, all of that gets in here. I wonder if Restream just has better audio, like filters by default than OBS. It's a very likely possibility. Very likely. Oops. I'm just gonna draw the eye. I think the only thing that makes me sad is the desktop audio doesn't go through Restream. But that's okay. It's just kind of like a test to see how all this stuff worked. So in the future, this might be how I do things and not use OBS. Or maybe I'll have just more streams where you guys can come join the chat and like literally talk. Who knows? Maybe I'll have people come join, like, oh, hey, this artist is going to come talk with us tonight. I don't know. Those streams, when I watch them, they always tend to get out of control. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm cut out for that. I tried to go with a 2D asymmetrical style, but yeah. I totally understand what you're saying. I totally get you. I think that's why the false spirit, who's more human, she's less complicated to draw, but also more complicated to draw. Less because at least with her eyes, it's much easier to get everything the way I want it to. Whereas Pumpkin Prince, I just kind of, I don't want to say struggle, but I overthink it. But right now I'm also kind of trying to be a perfectionist for absolutely no reason. So there's that. Oh my gosh. There. Like, especially with his mouth, I'm trying to find a way to like know when to show his teeth and when not to. I think I've mostly figured it out. Because they're not always visible. You don't have to be. That was like another thing I was overthinking too. I'm like, oh, well, he's not human. These things always have to be happening. And it's like, no, they don't. You don't need to do this. There are literally no like specific rules. This pumpkin face. It's okay. I'm gonna do the afraid one. This one makes me laugh. Whee! I think one of the things I am proud of for this story is figuring out when he has these absolutely dramatic faces and when he's not going to. Because that was something I definitely was struggling with in my like first phase of making the thumbnail pages for the comics. Like, oh, should he always have a face like this, or should he not? Restream is a third-party like streaming soft. It's not even software. Well, yeah, and it's not software. So if you go to restream.io, it's free to join, and you can use it to stream to YouTube, Twitch, I think Instagram, and Twitter. I'm not entirely clear on that. I never tried it. And then you can invite others to join your stream versus OBS, where I don't think that's something that really exists yet. I like to make a link to have people join that stream that you're using through OBS, which is software you have to download to your computer. Tried to sometimes learn anime, more realistic eyes, didn't work. Yeah, realistic eyes are hard. They're the eyeball itself is bigger than you kind of realize, and that really throws things off. Like if I were to draw the eye, I think this is this is your eyeball basically, and then this is the actual eye part. I'm just gonna color that in so we can see. And it looks so big compared to the rest of the eye, but that's how it's supposed to be. And I always like struggle with that. I'm like, oh, what's this? What is this? This is an eyeball. It's like, okay, well, whatever. So yeah, that's kind of where I struggle with the realistic eyes, is making the actual eye part too big or too small, because it's weird. Hello, Rue. Welcome to the stream. Yes, Hashi. And on YouTube, there should be a pinned link where you can join, and then your little icon thing will show up in the right-hand side. If you are going to join, just let Restream know if you want to use a webcam or not. You don't have to. Obviously, be polite in the stream. I don't want my count banned. But yeah, it's basically because I hit 3K subscribers, and I thought, if people wanted to, they could join and like literally chat, hang out. I don't know. It was a neat idea at the time in my head, and then I waited too long to do it. No, it's no big deal, Rue. Jose says some people even get surprised I made a straw so cartoony. Yeah, cartoony is hard too. Like having a nice consistent style for cartoony isn't easy either. Like it's I'm trying to think of how to explain it, because when you do cartoony, you can get away with more, but you have to also have it make sense within its own world. Like you could have technically 5 different cartoony styles in one series, but there should be a reason for it. But you also want that level of consistency amongst everything in that cartoony space, so it's all cohesive. Oh, that's okay, Hashi. I'll probably be doing more streams like this eventually. Like I said, I kind of wanted to test it out too. And I figured if I'm going to test out the streaming thing, I might as well actually do it. You'll actually stream. Oops. I wonder if you can hear the geese. We have geese that will fly around sometimes and they get so obnoxious. They get really loud. I'm like, gosh darn. These darn things. I like the ducks better though. They make me laugh. They sound like they're laughing a lot of the times. Look at this. I'm doing things. I'm getting things done. I've actually gotten a lot done lately. I've had a really big commission project, so that's another reason why I've been MIA from streams. I have no regrets about it. It's been a really fun little collective thing I've been doing. It's just time consuming. But no complaints otherwise. Oh no. Yeah, finding your style though, like what you're comfortable doing, can take a while. It'll all balance out. The way I see it, I think I've mentioned, like I've said this a long time ago too, but your brain and your hand are just trying to keep up with each other. Like your brain knows what it wants to do, but like your hand, it just needs some time to catch up. It'll balance out. It's good talking to you. Oh, no worries. Ooh, chicken pie. That sounds good. Have a good dinner. Thank you for stopping by, Jose. And good luck with your sweets that you're selling. I hope you sell more. And the geese were just flying by. And now they're in the water. We actually have herons and egrets come through too. And those throw me off. I'll be like, oh, I'm looking outside, and I just see this giant freaking shadow literally flying over me. I'm like, what is that? And it's those freaking dinosaur birds. They're huge. And they're vicious. I'm actually surprised they don't attack the geese and the ducks. Like, they get along. The geese and the ducks sometimes get along. But they've gotten a little testy with each other. I've seen it. It's yeah, I mean, it is a thing. When you're learning, especially when you're trying to get better, it's definitely a struggle. Like, there are times when I've drawn, I'm like, I know how this is supposed to work in my brain. I've seen it. I know how it's supposed to go, but it's just like it doesn't translate to paper right away, you know. It's kind of like it's really frustrating, but eventually you figure it out. It just takes time and patience. Jose is leaving. Jose is going to eat some dinner. And it sounds way delicious. I had smoothies for dinner, which is fine. It's like we're trying to just eat better, so it's smoothies. What did we have yesterday? Yesterday we did not do good. I ordered pizza, which I normally don't do. I order pizza like maybe a handful of times a year, but yesterday was not a special occasion. Just working late, tired. It was also hot, and I'm like, I don't want to cook anything. But what I have done recently, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna hyper focus on this stupid oval because I'm dumb. I made beef stroganoff, but I used beef heart instead of steak pieces. I can't say it was bad, but I can't say I liked it. Ooh, homemade pizza sounds good. My mom used to make homemade pizza all the time. I'm jealous. I don't know why, but homemade pizza just has a very it's just good. But yeah, beef heart. I recommend it if you don't mind a little bit of an irony taste, like liver has. But yeah. So we took all the meat pieces out and just ate the noodles. It was not ideal. Oh, that's so cute. I like that. That's adorable. You guys are pro pizza makers. I don't know why, but that just like has that really nice, like cutesy classic feel to it. I don't want to say classic, like I guess it feels more authentic, maybe? I don't know if that's the right word. I don't know, that's a nice, like a real experience, I guess, with how you met. That's cute. And the fact you kept up a tradition of making your own pizzas to go with that. That's just very cute. My kids thought it was so cool that Mike and I could throw pizza. Aww. Well, yeah, now your kids can brag about that story. Not many kids. No, you have to throw the pizza dough in the air. You throw it in the air to spin it. I don't know if they do that anymore, or if that's like a personal decision, because some people just roll out the dough now. But rolling out a perfect circle is a pain in the butt. Like, when I make apple pies, the last thing I care about is making that freaking pie dough a perfect circle. I'm like, screw this. It's going in as it is. If it's an oval, I'll just have extra crust on the one side. You're gonna eat it, and that's that. It's neat, though. That's like a story that your kids will always brag about. They won't tell you, but they're going to. Because it's just one of those heartwarming stories. Oh, that's just really cute. And I'm sure your wife brags about it. Like, yeah, we have our own thing, you know. Take it off. Sweater because it is no longer cold. Oh, I just did that. Put that back. Why is it? Is it at 10? Did I have this at 10? Oh well. Just ignore it. I'm gonna undo. What the hell? There we go. That was weird. My undo button wasn't working. Now it is. So I don't know what the heck I did. Of course, all my friends are like online now, like, hey, what's up? I'm like, no, I'm busy. I am busy. I am not using the Create a Comic template. I am making everything from scratch. I used the Create a Comic template just to kind of get an idea of how the panels were, because I might use that setup with the layers where it has the original box layer, then the cloned layer, and the color layer in between. With the cloned layer being, oh shoot, I can't remember. I think it was, I think it made the transparency automatically. Oh man, I can't remember. I have to go back and watch my own freaking video. But yeah, I'm making everything from scratch. Just because I want the panels to reflect pacing in the story and mood, and the layout to go with that as well. Ooh, I'm just went crazy there for a second. So yeah, that's why I'm not using it. Grumpy pumpkin. Yes, I love the grumpy pumpkin. I think what I like about Pumpkin Prince is I can make him very expressive very easily. And poor false spirit man. Like, he really stresses her out in this story for sometimes. Like, there's both a reason for a legitimate stressing her out, like he doesn't mean to, and then sometimes he does it on purpose just to mess with her. But he's just trying to make her laugh. So he has his reasons for actually purposely doing it. My tablet does not have touch, and I'm totally okay with that because I don't think I could handle that. It would drive me nuts. My boyfriend he did have a laptop before it freaking snapped that had a touch screen, and every time I would think, oh yeah, go to this page and go to that page, and I touched the screen and completely screw everything up, and it was like so frustrating. It was just very frustrating. But I have the buttons, which at first I thought I wouldn't like, but it's actually been pretty helpful because it's a screen tablet. So I have my keyboard to the left of me. But, you know, obviously I'll have my hand on the keyboard sometimes for certain, like, key functions. But the ones I use the most often are Shift, Control Z, all that stuff. I have it all coded in my buttons. So the few things that I use the most, I can do. So my undo, my eyedropper tool. I have the Shift, so I can do this. Did I just go back to the one? The only one I have to watch out for is the one that's changing my brush size right now. I need to take that to some other button because I press it all the time by accident and I wind up screwing myself up. Like, why is this line so thick? And then, yeah. Touch screens are evil. That's why it's crazy that people draw on iPads and they use like the touch screen. Like, I have no problem with people doing that. Like, whatever works for you. It just, I don't know if I could personally handle that. I think it's kind of like why I didn't like the Wacom tablet pens, because they have the eraser on the end, and I just can't sit there and go, why would I want to constantly turn my pencil around to erase? It just feels disruptive to my process and to my flow, you know. So that was another reason why I got what I got. But even when I did have a Wacom, I didn't use the eraser. And because I would watch in college, I would watch a roommate use it, and it drove me nuts because I would hear it. I would hear the pen like make the clicky sounds when she would turn it around to use the eraser, and it drove me nuts. Like, why? How is that? And I think part of it was when you're working fast. Like, I even thought about it too. When you're doing traditional work and you're working fast, you have a separate eraser. Usually. you don't use the eraser on the pencil. So that's, yeah. You're having a hard time using my on canvas. Keep going back to my non-display tablet. Yeah, it does take a while. Like when I first started using it, it took me a little bit of time to get used to, and there was a time that I was like, I can't do this. But once you just kind of get used to it, you're fine. And there are times where I will just look at my monitor, like my actual monitor, and just use the tablet like a normal drawing tablet without the screen, depending on what I'm doing. Like right now, I'm just looking at my monitor. The hand. Hi. And then it kind of flows naturally, I guess. I think part of it too was the screen tablet's at an angle, whereas before I was drawing on a flat surface. You're gonna hate circles by the end of the stream. Hold on, I'll show you. I'll show you something. All right, documents. Where is it? Wrong folder. Okay, so these are the first 14 pages for my comic. I have many a circle in here for the pumpkin prints, especially here. And then chapter 1 is even more. There are many circles in this, so don't even worry about it. I have embraced the circle at this point. I can get rid of these temp files. So yeah, that's that. Why do I have these temp files in here? Oh my gosh, get out of there. There. Your final PNGs of layout. You can. I'm not gonna show the full thing because I don't want spoilers, and this is technically for my members only. But you can see the pumpkin head. He's there. Wait, is this showing? Oh, it's not even showing on the screen. Hold on. I forgot. All right, let me try this again. Screen sharing. Window. Share. Okay. There we go. Let me start over. Oh my god. I'm so dumb. Alright, so here we go. Let's pretend that never happened. You saw nothing. These are the first 14 pages of my comic. And there's a lot of circle sphere drawing in here, especially towards the end. And then chapter 1 is just all over the place. Alright, these are the final pages for the first 6. And then I have way more in here. So many circles. So many. There's just so many. This is the same thing, circle sphere. Actually, I could probably show the scans. Chapter 1. What the heck did I do here? Hold on. This isn't gonna show up for you. Oh. Okay, never mind. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of this. I have 78 pages. It's not even the full page count because I added 4 more pages to the intro. Because I'm dumb. I couldn't help myself. So this isn't even the full. Actually, so this is. I had the 4 pages. It's 82 pages, and I probably have 10 more to wrap up this arc of the story. So it's about almost 90 pages. This will not be all done for book 1. I decided I'm just gonna do. manageable chunks, you know. But yeah, so chapter 1 is going to be 18 pages. It's probably going to go up in size. Chapter 2, 22 pages. Yeah. So that's that. Actually, I kind of like that. Restream's like, you can't see anything. Window, share. Takes some getting used to, but yeah. So yeah, I'll be doing lots of circles for the rest of my life. Actually, I could show some little cutie art that I did for this. These little big pumpkins. Where are my baby pumpkins? Miscellaneous. Kickstarter. Coffee. Oh, jeez. I don't even know where this is. Alright, so professional tip. Organize your files. Organize your files in a way that you know where they are. Alright, I can show this. So where are you going to publish? I'm just going to self-publish. I have done vector art, yes. Not like the crazy intense stuff that you see, but I know how to do basic vector work. So these are pumpkins. These aren't specifically in this story, but they come from this world. And they are things in the world. Look at these pumpkins. These are giant pumpkins. They look so goofy. That was kind of the point. They have to look a little dumb and goofy because they're giant pumpkins. And these are specifically messed up pumpkins. Organizing is your biggest hurdle? Yes, I think I'm organized until I want to go to look for something. I'm like, I know this file exists, but where did I put it? And now I realize I have like 10 folders and a folder and a folder and a folder it shouldn't be in. So yeah, that's fun. So yeah, these are some pumpkins that are from that world. And my baby pumpkins, they're so cute. Actually, I'm gonna move this over. I'm gonna shill my products for a second here when I get the screen up. You'd think I'd be more prepared after doing this for so long, but no. I am not a prepared person. Okay. Share screen, window, let's see. What makes you not use vector for comic? It's just time consuming, honestly. No, vector is not cheating. It's just a lot of work. And I try to make the curves too perfect. But these guys are my pumpkin pins that I have made. And they're just, I love them. Like, look, they're very circular. This is the biggest one I've ever made. It's like almost 2 inches. But yeah, these are enamel pins that I've made of many around pumpkin. This is the first one. And then after the baby pumpkin, I did the grumpkin. And I brought this up because you were saying grumpy pumpkin. And I have made a grumpy pumpkin. I have made a very cute grumpy pumpkin. And I love them. Then I have the Holy Gourd, Pumpkinstein. This is the Corrupted Pumpkin, the Battle Pumpkin. I should have renamed them to the Battle Gourd. That was a missed opportunity. Oh well. And then I have 2 Ghostkins. This one glows, this one doesn't. I like the shape of this one better, but I don't know, I just love them all. I have all of them. So yeah, I'm not sick of drawing round things yet, because I've been doing it for quite some time. 3 years, which is a long time. Yeah. I'll never have to. I mean, if I get sick of drawing circles, I'm doomed. My entire everything's just gonna come crashing down. So yeah. I think what's interesting though is actually let me open up comic page because I think that should be fine. I have one that I should be able to show that I've already shown. There we go. Yeah, pro artist definitely Trace. I don't blame them. They got deadlines. Everyone wants it yesterday. All right, so this is one of the comic pages I'm working on. Or I've completed the layout and everything, so it just needs to go to inks and colors. But I'm trying to get all the layout and stuff done first to make sure everything's flowing properly. I'm trying to make it so when I do the boxes and stuff here, it's just that this is kind of like being paced properly. So this scene is important, but I'm putting emphasis on this one by putting the border around it. I don't remember why I brought any of this up. There was a whole point to bringing this page up. I don't even remember it. My brain just died. But yeah, so that's that. That's kind of what I'm doing for these comic pages. I'm trying to make sure that when I make each part of the story, there's a reason for everything in its place. So this is being emphasized for a reason, because I want him to look spooky and evil and creepy and kind of menacing. You know, I don't want him to look really goofy and nice outright like he is over here. You know, this is that dramatic, intense look that I want to make sure I capture properly for the Pumpkin Prince. And it was very difficult to get this because I'm like, how is this going to be? And I was like, no, stop thinking of it like a pumpkin. Start thinking of it like a really creepy horror jack-o'-lantern with just very evil looking. And then I was able to pull that out. He's not evil, but I need to get that feeling, I guess. So, yeah. And the whole time I've been doing this, I've been studying other comic books, like how do they do their paneling? Because if you want to make a comic, you gotta read comics. So I've just been buying a lot of, I have not been buying a lot of, but I have been buying indie comics from people who have been in the industry doing their own thing and studying how they do paneling, how that affects the story pacing, how their color is influencing the story, how like the composition. Sorry, I look at the docker because it's a composition docker. How the composition is affecting the panel. You know, so I've been doing a lot of stuff in my downtime. I need to not do so much, but it's been helping, and that's part of the reason why I'm really happy with what I'm doing right now. It's something new and different for me, and I'm enjoying it. I don't really care if nobody buys this when I actually go to make it. I'm enjoying it. I'm happy with it. That's all that matters to me, you know. But yeah, this is just one of the panel pages that I'm really happy with that I showed. And then there's another one that I was showing. I'm trying to remember what I was already publicly shown, so I'm not like spoiling anything drastic. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Right in front of my face. And they're really big files. So that's why they're taking forever to load. Because I'm making sure that this is big enough for me to work in, and when it goes to print, I'm not going to have any quality loss when it inevitably shrinks down and gets compressed. This is the false spirit. Not completely fleshed out, but I like this a lot. So there's going to be like a magical sphere here, like that. And all the word bubbles are going to be the red. Now my biggest issue is going to be lettering, because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But I will figure it out. Alright, let me see if there's another page I can sneak peek it to you guys. I'm gonna open one of the PNGs. No, not yet. Sorry. Yeah, I know what you mean, Hashi. Like, the whole time I'm making this, I'm like, this is... Because animated shows and comics are drastically different. They have a different approach. And now, the only time I think about the two as one is... Yeah, magical sphere. The only time I, like, think about animated stuff when I'm doing the comic is... when I'm doing action, or I need to get different perspectives down, or a dramatic shot, because that's where animation and movies come in handy, because so much has been done already. You have a lot of reference to pull from that stuff, so you can say, okay, I want this type of dramatic shot. That show I love doesn't have something like that, where I can kind of like get an idea of what I want to do, because you know, when you're looking for a certain mood, you don't want to just like have stick figures constantly be like this, which is something I struggled with in my original thumbnails, which I will actually bring up, because that I can show you, because it's changed so much it doesn't even matter anymore. Come on. Now scans. Cropped. Drew. No. And I actually have a lot in here that I absolutely hated. Let's see. Open. Oops. Right click, please. Open with. Krita. Like, this is my original comic page layout. And when I started drawing it, I was like, this is not gonna work. But I was like, no, just put something down on paper. Just get the idea of what's gonna happen on this page. Even though this entire thing split up into 2 pages, this is why yeah. So this is my original idea. You've seen some comics where they just have 3 panels. That's just like a thing that moves me closer, and you don't want to waste the page space. So I totally understand that perspective, because that's something. Hi, Fabulous Jumper. Yes, I am streaming again. I'm sort of back. I know what you mean with the wasted page space. Yeah, of course I still remember you, Fabulous Jumper, and my kitty is doing very well. Just, I know you'd like an update. She is napping away after her big dinner. I think what I've seen from different artists, because I think it's just a personal preference, like with how you use your page space. I've seen some where they pack those pages with so much, and but it works. It's not like overloaded where you don't want to read it. And then there are some that just like everything's carefully placed, and it's just very I don't know how to describe it. It's like very carefully placed and utilizes the space, but doesn't overdo it either. So really it's just about who the artist is and what they're doing and their style. And I'm trying to make sure I'm using the space properly, but I'm also finding I like the dramatic, limited panels to convey a certain tone of what's happening in the scene. It's still all being used, but I'm doing a specific, I have no idea if it's going to come off that way to other readers. It's just how I'm seeing it. And right now we are talking about comics, or at least making them when we're all learning, not knowing what we're doing. I don't know what I'm doing my best. I think it's coming out well. You know, everything's flowing properly. But yeah, this is basically what I was talking about. This is like the first iteration of this page. Obviously, it's the first thumbnail. It's not even like laid out right. It should be more rectangular to fit the final page dimensions. And I didn't quite like the layout here. It was too simple for what was going on here. So I changed it up between 2 pages. I do have some pages that will stay something like this. Or similar. They might be more rectangle panels, like doot, doot, like that. And then the panel down here. But yeah. So that's that. I'm done talking about the pages. Those. And my adorable stick figures. So yeah, we're just working on some expressions for the pumpkin prince. Oh my god, now I can't draw a curved line. There we go. I've also been trying to just like go back to basics with drawing. I kind of took a dynamic figure drawing course online, which helped me a lot. Even though it was covering nothing more than the basics, there were enough tips in there from the teacher for me to kind of go, I never thought about it that way, you know. It has actually made me rethink how I approach drawing figures and stuff. And I kind of am happy that I don't teach people how to draw, and instead teach you how to use the tools. Never gotten a comic print. I've never printed. Who tried to me or Rue? Before I answer that question, Hashi. I don't know. Because I've never done. Oh, me? No, I've bought comics, but I've never printed. This is my first. Like in high school, I'm gonna age myself. In high school, I used to do like 1-pager comics and stuff, and I tried to do things like that, but I've never made a full-blown comic like this before. And honestly, it's kind of like shame on me because this is something I should have done a long time ago. I think this is kind of like where, I don't want to say where I belong, but something that is more up my alley in terms of focus, like story and stuff like that, making characters and world building is something more up my alley. So I think that's the only reason why I am more comfortable doing this now, is I have a clearer understanding of that, of myself. It sounds really tacky and stuff, but whatever. High school last year, yeah. There you go, Hashi. Yeah, it's been a while. I've just been really busy. I mentioned earlier that I have a big commission project I've been working on the past 3 months. So that should be ending soon. I'm like 90%. I'm 70% of the way done with that project for someone. And once that's done, I will have more time to go back to streaming. Well, no. I'll have more time to maybe go back to streaming, but we're in the process. I swear to God, we've been in the process of moving for like 2 freaking years. But we're finally getting somewhere. So, depending on how that goes, streams and stuff might really just disappear. until things get situated with that. So yeah, it's just been busy. Nothing bad, just busy. And then I've also been working on this comic thing because I'm trying to make sure I'm setting time aside for that, which is why I did the membership this year, because I'm like, I need to really focus on getting that done because it's a huge goal for me to finish. Originally, I wanted to do 90 pages to be done this year, but that's completely unrealistic, especially for someone that's just starting like me. So I'm trying to at least get the first 30 or so pages done for a Kickstarter launch at the end of this year. So I've just been very mindful of how I'm using my limited free time, which has not been very much. So yeah, I've just been busy. 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. I mean, the commission project is going really well. I'm super happy to have been able to work on it. I have no complaints about it. It's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, I just had to put other things on the side. Not to sound like that person, but the money does, the paid projects do come first. I gotta put that first and make sure I'm respecting the client's time for that, because I'm not being paid to put their stuff on the side. I don't want to disrespect the client like that. But they've been happy, and I've gotten really good feedback on everything, and we're almost done. And like I said, I am generally happy with the work I've done for that. Look at all these faces. I like this smirk. I like that I added this and I added the teeth back in. Look at that smirk. Yes, I did. I did not do... The figure drawing did cover perspective. So I have been working on that as well. Mainly because some poses with certain perspectives are just really freaking weird with the body. Like the legs in particular, and sometimes the arms. Like if I have the hand here, the hand, blah, 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 blah. And then I have the arm. Technically, based on your muscles, this is what that's going to look like, right? And it's the shoulder. It just looks weird. So I do struggle with that, and there are some good tips on how to handle that in the class. Like, I used to start off with figures like that. Wow, what the hell is it? What was that? So I'm like, oh, here's the torso, the hips, feet, so the stick figure thing. And she was like, no, don't do that. I'm like, oh, okay, I won't do that. So she said to do potato sack. So this is your torso. And then potato sack continues for the hips. And this is the arm. And then you make the spheres. And then you make, or the cylinders, sorry. The cylinders. And then you can do the hand. And then you have a twisted arm. You get the idea. This is a very awful explanation. But yeah, she did go over the perspective, and I think I can bring up some of that stuff. Let me see. It's not like it's secret work, it's just sketches. Miscellaneous progress. Did not put that there. Where did I put it? Remember what we were talking about earlier with organizing your files? Wouldn't it be nice if I did that? I had thought I put... Okay, let me just... What the hell did I do with it? I literally don't remember what I did with it. Reference. Oh, soul color. Okay, maybe I put it there. It's kind of nice that you can't see my folder structure right now because it's just me going through all of these. Like, where the hell did I put this stuff? Oh my god. I literally don't know where I saved this file. This is so stressful. I've opened it up so many times. I don't think it's gonna show up here though. Nope. Ah, shoot. Well, give me a minute. No, the teacher was really nice. Like, it wasn't like you were in a class. It was like a watch as you go type thing. Oh, you can see this. Oh, whatever. So it was probably like, I'm trying to think how long it was. It has to be in here. I thought I put it in here. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Oh my god. Okay. So this is from the class. I changed my brush to make it easier to do what she was asking for. Which was just make stronger lines and not use a stick figure. And I was actually pretty happy with this. So I open up these. And this was just kind of getting used to the brush that I made and just doing straight lines. And just making sure I have the motion for this. This was actually a lot harder to do. These were like, you have to do this in 1 minute, which is not easy. And I forgot how complicated it was. So this is my first attempt at it, which I think was better. But it's hard to just kind of draw the basic figure out. So yeah, I didn't use actual stick figures. The blue line was after I did everything. Just so you make sure I could get the motion right. This was a really hard one. I struggled with this pose. I don't know why. I think it was just the perspective. This was a fun one. I thought it was an easy pose until I started doing it. I was like, this is not an easy pose. But I attempted it and it was fun because her shoulder is going back a little bit. So she's actually twisted forward a little. And then her hips are kind of following. So it's not a straight on pose like I thought it would be. And this one was fun because it's like sort of action-y-ish and there's movement. So yeah, it was really good. Like up here, you see it's just line, you're done. The man's spine is just gone. Yeah. So that was the approach. Fuzzy lines are bad and straight single lines are good. I still struggle with the fuzzy line thing, but I'm getting better. I'm getting there. I'm getting better at it. So yeah, that's that. So she was just teaching how to get form down and be more confident in her lines, not to overthink it. So yeah, isometric art is fun. I don't think I have the patience for it, but I like looking at it because it is neat. It's very, very neat. And yeah, gesture drawings are very important. I try and do them when I can on my downtime. I need to grow my collection of poses though. It's starting to get repetitive. I'd like to do, I just like to build up a good collection of references. So you never know. But yeah, even though my line work still needs to be better, kind of taking that course did help me at least to draw a little faster and not like overthink things, which is good. Sometimes it's just changing how you think about your approach. I think the other thing I need to kind of consider is how I want to fill in his eyes. I can make them all black, or I can do a gray. Do that. Don't really know. It might depend on the scene that I'm doing, the panel or whatever it is I'm doing. Okay, I actually need to go back. All right, so I got his face down. I need to go back and add in his clothes, or at least imply them here. Oh, look at that. He needs his little cape. I really like his outfit because it's sort of Renaissance-y, but it's just quirky enough that it's unique to him. Like, instead of a pin to hold his cape together, he just freaking ties it in a knot. Probably not the best idea, but I liked that sort of uniqueness about it. So this is his cape. I probably should do this. Whew, that's bright. Give him eyeballs. Have him like that. Actually, that would be fun. It's not a very good circle, but like this. Hold on. Give him little blushy cheeks. I did feed Kitty already. She had a big... Yeah, if you want to join voice chat for a bit, Captain Q, you're more than welcome to. It's freaking pumpkin face. Yeah, Kitty was fed. She had her special Saturday night dinner, which is a fish fillet. So we spoil our cat every Saturday, and she loves it. Well, I think she loves it. She eats it, and it's gone. But I just assume she likes it and thinks it's a big deal. I don't know if she thinks the same, but that's fine. All right, hopefully the link and stuff works. I'm so bad at streaming. I don't know what I'm doing. You'd think after me doing this for so long, I have a better idea of what the hell I'm doing, but no. Oh no. I have just accepted my fate. I am flying by the seat of my pants half the time. So, yeah. And because our windows are open, she's also like enjoying the fresh air. So she's either, I don't think she's by me, but I can't see. Oh, did it work? Yeah, thank you. Yay! Someone you joined. I think I did this right. I don't know. I've done long. So Captain Q, I don't know if you have to change your audio. You should. Actually, let me see. Do I have any special settings? Nope. Oh God, I'm gonna like be horrible here. Let me see. Edit name. Nope. All right. So I don't know. I don't have any. Okay, I don't know. I think you have to have Restream accept your audio, Captain Q. Because I've let you in. Oh God, did I break something? Actually, wait, let me turn the Lofi music off. I didn't do anything. Thank you, Hashi, for letting me know it's okay. I hope you're enjoying the stream, though. Yeah, I usually when I because my day job deals with some of the stuff to begin with, so I have a lot of warm up throughout the day. So it's not so much. For me, it's like thinking of different poses that I sometimes struggle with, or like trying to get the idea to paper. What the hell am I doing? Like I'm doing now. I don't know what I'm doing with this cape. This shoulder's too long. Hello, Rio's workshop. Yeah, live streaming is complicated. Let me see if I can do this. Captain. Oh wait, let me check. Thank you, fabulous jumper. I'm glad you said I'm doing good. All right. So yeah, I don't know if your audio or anything is not set up for this Captain Q. It should be fine on my end. But yeah. I wonder. I'm gonna mess with this. That's a horrible layout. Back to that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Practice straight lines for 2 hours straight. Yeah, that's a good idea, Hashi. There are times where I literally will open the file and I'm just circles. It's those freaking circles, man. But yeah, it's there's something about it where you just kind of like get in the groove of stuff. All right, let's see. Does that work? Fabulous jumper, my cat came over to see you. She is trying to get into my purse. She always comes over when you ask about her. She just knows. What are you doing in that bag? Okay, now she's walking by. Thank you, Rukai. You guys are very nice. Thank you for supporting me. So, I don't know how this works. Hold on, let me see if I can look up this thing. I don't know why the audio won't work. Restream. Because everything should be lined up. Yeah, once I accept you, it should work. Refresh the page and see if that does something. Wonder if there's a plugin that's preventing it. Squares. Squares. Squares are very good. I don't practice drawing squares. I probably should. So on this page is just an emotion sheet. I originally made it. Let's see if this works. Yeah, oh no, I don't know what happened, Captain Q. I wonder if Restream is like not accepting your mic for some reason. Is it? Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm so bad at these things. trying to think, because I've joined a restream for someone else before where I was a guest. Oh, look on the bottom of the main screen, and there should be a mute option, or hit M. Maybe you have it muted on your end. That could be it. Yeah. Hold on, I'll show you. So it'll copy. Web. Oh, that's small. So I don't know, because it muted me when I joined my own stream. So I don't know. I don't know why it's not letting the audio through. It should, like, you should be able to join and it just works. Because I even checked, like, there's a mute and unmute for you specifically, and you were unmuted, and your volume's at 100. You're accepted. Alright, let's see if that did anything. Man, what the hell? Nope, I put you back in. I like hid you and then I brought you back. Because I wanted to see if maybe it needed to refresh or something. Let me turn the lo-fi audio off. I mean, that shouldn't make a difference, but apparently maybe... Yeah, that's not helping. Ugh, restream, why? What browser are you using? By curiosity. I wonder if something's blocking it. I know restream is just stressing me out. This is not going the way I planned. I'm like the worst host. Here, I'll put you. There, I switched you. That's probably not going to do anything. God damn it, why? Picture in picture. Oh, look at that. That's cool. That's nifty. Didn't do anything though. This is so bizarre, and I can't, like, I don't have any audio input. Oh, Jesus Christ. Applications. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Show non-video participants. It's okay. Oh yeah, I'm using Vivaldi. I'm not using Firefox. I bet you Firefox is blocking stuff. I don't know what has been Firefox's issue lately, but a lot of things just don't work as well anymore. It's okay, Hashi. You're totally fine. I am just being a professional streamer who doesn't know what they're doing. Oh, there it goes. Is that working? Yay!
There we go. Finally. For some reason, Firefox not being our friend. Oh, that was on my side. Sorry about that.
No, don't apologize. I thought I was doing something wrong. I was like, oh my god, I broke something.
Apparently, neither of us were doing anything wrong. It was just broken.
It's man, Firefox not doing a good job anymore.
Yeah, lately it has issues with various things.
Yes. That's
we will
it like a bit.
Yeah, we will contain the various
issues and
the
gripes,
the cornucopia of complaints, the full range of dissatisfaction. We will constrain to issues.
Yes.
We won't go too corporate with it.
Yeah, we won't go
Otherwise, the issues become opportunities, and we know where that goes.
Yeah. Yep. So how is everything on your end?
Oh, well. I don't have one word to describe that, but we'll put it in a similar category. Good day. I fixed this thing today.
That's good. I mean, it's Saturday. I thought today was Friday. And I was going to my journal. I'm like, oh yeah, tomorrow's Saturday. I was like, oh no. I am very far. I don't know. Time and me have been off lately. I think it's just there's so much going on. I'm like, I got all these things to do. Yeah. Yes, Rio's workshop. It is. I'm trying out this chat thing. I am being anti-introverted, and the link should be pinned in the YouTube chat. So if anyone else, I can have up to 6 people chat before Restream requires me to pay them. But yeah, I'm glad it worked though, because I was like, oh my god, I did something stupid, and yeah. All right. So now that everything is working and back to normal. You brought this. Captain Q has a lot. He's also a poet, so he's very good with vocabulary. So yeah. I am not. I'm like, all right, here's this thing and here's this thing, and I will have to look up other words to describe this thing. I remember like in high school or in college, you were told in writing papers not to like use thing. You have to use another descriptor or noun, and I'm like, but it's a thing. It's a thing. Why would I use something else? And even as an adult, I'm like, you have to describe this in a different way. You can't keep saying thing. But sometimes you have to, like, maybe your character just doesn't know what something is, and like, you have to describe it by calling it a thing. So, I don't know. But yeah. So now that, like I said, now things are calmed down, how are you, Rio's workshop? How is everything going? I still have more things to do with your... for those who are new, Rio's workshop has made amazing vector libraries specifically for Krita. I made a video about them a while, maybe like a month or so ago, and I highly recommend them. They work really well, and I do plan on making another video about them because I found another really helpful use, or another use for them that can help out artists with concepting and stuff like that. So you are more than welcome to share the link in the chat, Rio's workshop, if you'd like. It should let you post the link. I don't know if YouTube would be like, oh, you can't post it, but you should be able to. It got quiet all of a sudden. Did my internet die? Oh my god, watch. Everything's gonna come crashing down in like 2 seconds. Okay, well that works, so there's that. Oh, workshop? That was weird. All right, you're both there?
Hi.
Is this working? Hi! You're a little muffled, but...
Sorry. Okay. Let me try and fix that.
Okay. I'm gonna turn the music down a smidge so that way we can hear too. Up your volume a little bit. It's like a little choppy. Like I can hear you. It's like it's like you have bad reception is how I can describe it. Oh, okay.
I didn't know how this works. I didn't know you could do it. So I was like, oh,
Okay. Technology has like so many things you can do on it now. I'm like, it's funny because I'm not that old, but I'm like, I can't even keep up with it anymore.
dude, you can do anything anymore. We are that old at this point. You need to like accept it, move on. It's a little sad, but it's okay.
Yep. I just accept it. And Hashi says, me when I write a character asking what is that thing and the teachers come after you. Oh my god. Yes. when I was starting like brainstorming for this story, that's what I was doing. All right, so read. It's like you write. I'll be writing. I'm like, all right, so thing, and then I'll make a note or I'll put brackets around it just so I can rename it to something else later. You'd think our artists who could be creative could name things, but that's too much brain power being used.
Yeah. You could literally just think of the weirdest names, and because of your character, you can name it whatever you want.
Yeah. Rio's workshop is calling from Mars. We can say that if we want to.
Alright, maybe I'll join in from my probably unjoin.
I think you can.
All right, how about now?
I can hear you, Captain Q.
Now you can.
Yeah.
I have a Go XLR. It's a specific hardware for broadcasting and audio mixing. When I tried to set up my my art tablet, so I knocked into it and it reset and the sliders went crazy. It was fun.
Oh, that's great. And Rio's
I
workshop.
think we're good now, though.
Okay, cool. Rio's workshop. I think if you just close the browser, you leave, and then you can just click the link and come back if you want to use a different device.
I'll probably give that a try. I wouldn't subject anyone to my horrible audio. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. It's like sometimes you come through, I can hear you, and then it like.
Yeah, it's definitely the audio.
Away. Yeah.
I'll be back in the class. Bye.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Hibis jumper. Haha. Oh, yeah. Teachers are just, they put you on the spot, man. Sometimes in a good way. Sometimes it's like, just forget I exist, please. I'm glad that this is working out, though, because I was a little
Eventually.
worried. Yeah, eventually it worked out.
Yeah. On my side, it's very strange. I even lost a rubber foot to that thing today.
Oh no.
Messing with it. It's fine. I've had it a couple of years. One of those things.
It is one of those things.
One of those things.
Yep. That is. It's not no way you can describe it. Hashi, whatever you just said, I agree. She'll come back. Yeah. But yeah. And like I usually do this in my streams anyway, but if you guys like want to drop your links to your stuff, you're more than welcome to.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at this. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I did today. I think the only thing that I struggle with his face is I like the sketches better than the line art. So I'm trying to make sure that I capture that feel of the sketch.
That seems to be everyone.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like you just I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I noticed some people don't even bother cleaning it up. Like they clean up a little bit and then they just keep the sketchiness when they go to do the line work, and then it keeps that feel. But then like my OCD kicks in, like, oh my god, I gotta fix that line, and then
Yeah. Well, the sketchiness is faster.
yeah, that is very true. I think I'm just it's that overthinking. I do that so often and I need to stop. It's like it's okay. As long as it looks good, you don't need to overthink it, and make sure every line is, in its perfect position.
The only trouble with that for me is that I focus on not overthinking it. And then that's my focus and I can't do anything else.
Oh no.
So it's like I just can't think of it. I get to a groove, I stay calm, I relax. Eventually it comes.
Yeah. That's the way of the artist.
I think so.
It's like we're cursed with brains that don't stop.
Mm.
I will say though, this is fun because I always watch people like let their viewers come talk. And I'm like, I don't know. Let's try it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
Yeah, and it keeps things interesting because I always feel bad because sometimes when I'm doing these art streams, I'm like in the zone. I'm like, all right, can't focus. Just gonna draw.
Yeah, not in the chat, anyways. You have to look away from the art to do that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for stopping by, Rue. Have a good night. In the zone. I'm like, all right, can't focus. Just gonna draw.
Yeah,
Oh,
not in the chat, anyways.
I can hear the video on your end, Captain Q.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for stopping by, Rue. Have a good.
How come it unmuted? Why did it? It was muted.
It's okay. It's totally fine. At
It
first,
must
I
have
thought it was me.
reloaded. No,
I thought it was
of
me
course.
because I have the video playing to make sure everything's working. So I'm like, oh my god, did it come through somehow?
Sorry about that.
No,
I had
no,
that
it's totally
muted.
fine. It's
Thank you.
totally fine.
I appreciate it.
Technology is not on our side today.
I
Nothing
have
wrong with
streamed for over 10 years. So if I have at least semi-professional equipment here, I've done this for so long and had a background in technology before that. So if you're worried about whether or not you're doing this professionally, don't. It happens to us all.
that. It's reassuring though. It's like, even the pros can make mistakes. I know I'm doing. It's okay.
Exactly. Some would say it's more fun that way, but, well, varying definitions of the word fun.
Yeah, it can be fun for the viewer and stressful for the streamer.
Indeed.
Let's see. Rio is back. Yay! All right. Let's see.
Huzzah.
Hi.
Wow, that's perfect. Your audio is perfect.
Excellent. Yeah. Hey.
We did it.
Nice to meet you. Internet handshake. Internet handshake. There you go. How's it
Handshake
going?
accepted.
excellent,
Return handshake.
excellent. So, what are we talking about?
Technology being stupid.
Oh, yeah. Somehow, that always ends up being the topic of conversation. Always, always.
Yeah.
Hey,
At least for the
how's your
first 20
day-to-day technology?
What was that?
It's like, hey, how's your day-to-day technology is stupid. And
Oh,
then we
yes.
all end up.
Oh, it's like you can't live with it, can't live without it.
Yeah, but I'd rather live with it for sure.
Oh, yes.
I'd rather be able to have a PC in my room than not. That's
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's true. You can do a lot more with it nowadays, so there's also that. Like doing this, what we're doing.
I had no idea it was possible. No clue.
I know. This is neat. I'll definitely be doing this again in the future.
Excellent.
This is fun. Yay! Everyone's happy they can hear you, Rio.
Yay! All right. Wait, is there other people besides us? I can't see anything. Well, if there are, oh my God, stop it! I'm being shy.
It's funny.
By
So
the way, I don't know much. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't know much about your story. I haven't seen it, so
Yes.
tell me about it.
Okay, so I'm on the spot now. I'm like, oh my god. So basically, it's a story about this world. It's fault oriented, and it's protected by a guardian. And it's guardians come and go. They protect the world from evil and all that good stuff because the world grows these magical little pumpkins that go off into other places as companions for other people or creatures or whatever, for those who need a companion or a little friend. And this most recent guardian, which is the pumpkin prince here, is very different. He doesn't know who he is when he's called upon. He doesn't know what his purpose is. He doesn't know much of anything, which is unusual. And the false spirit, who kind of is responsible for calling on the guardians, thinks it's her fault and something's wrong with her and that her magic is dying. So she's freaking out. He's trying to catch up to what he's supposed to be doing as the new guardian. And he discovers that his purpose is not only to keep the world safe, but he has been given the special task of trying to help her, because if her magic is dying, she can suffer some really bad things, and the world can basically suffer bad things along with her. So he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's got to figure out how to keep the world safe and save her and still make sure he's fulfilling his duties as the new guardian. And that's the premise of the story. So,
Okay. And then the one that's summoned this guardian, is she also like a pumpkin? So like pumpkins become guardians and like they summon other things, or is she like a fairy or something?
She's just like sort of like the world spirit, where you can bring up like some art of her too, who kind of in some way reflects the will of the world through her magic. So I guess in some respects she could be like a fairy, in terms of like her magic and stuff. Going like here, hold on. Sorry, can't talk and click at the same time. Let me bring her up. And this is fun. So that's her design. So she's kind of like a tree. She has the magic that calls upon the guardian, and she doesn't really do much except kind of like guide the guardian through things and help him out as needed. But she's usually pretty hands off. And if her magic is dying, though, she can't call upon a guardian. And if the guardian dies, she won't be able to protect the world before she can call a new one. So it's very important that she's in a good position and is stable. And if she's not, it's bad. So that's why he is given this task by the previous guardian to help her out. I'm trying not to like be too spoilery, but make sure I bring enough of the story in so it makes sense.
I'm sorry. I thought it was out, and so like that's why I asked questions.
Oh no, no.
If you have
ask
I'm
questions.
sorry.
Oh no, you're totally fine. I'm just making sure that I'm like I'm giving you the right information that's interesting, and I'm not like I'm making sure I'm giving you the good information and not
even still, when it comes to storytelling, at least you have every right to change your mind or change things. So like
true.
even if the information is not entirely like complete now, you'll still be working on this story, and it'll probably change and evolve as as time goes by. So like we'll see what happens.
That is true. It's changed so much.
That is how it works.
It's changed so much already. Like I was going through my comic script the other day. I'm like, oh my god, what was I doing? It's not like this anymore. But yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So yeah, that's kind of where the premise of the story is he needs to protect her, protect the baby pumpkins that are coming to life, and protect the world from an outside threat.
Oh my god, I am so all here for adorable tiny baby pumpkins. Oh my god, I would love to see that.
Yes, I love them. Like, it's funny because when I first made the pumpkin prince and the little pumpkins, let me see. So this sketch right here was actually one of the original first sketches I had, and I really like the dynamic of this little baby pumpkin and the pumpkin prince. Like, he has a lute that he plays, and they absolutely hate it. They hate him singing. They hate him making music. He's not bad at it. They just don't like him doing it.
It's adorable, though.
Yeah, I think it's a funny dynamic. So I just wanted to make sure I kept that goofiness about him. And so, yeah, he has to make sure that they're safe and protected, and they grow up and they can go off to their new home, because the whole world is magic, and because they're sentient to a degree, they're also magic. So bad people and bad things can come in and take advantage of that, and obviously we don't want that. So, and there's a big baddie, which I'm very excited to like show and everything, but that's gonna be very far off. So there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I'm like, spoilers. But yeah, so the whole first arc of the story, though, is he's new. He has to protect these baby pumpkins. He has to fix False Spirit and her magic issue and whatever other issues she's having. He has to figure out what he's supposed to be doing and accept his position as a guardian and protect everything from this outside threat that he has no idea where it came from, because technically nothing should be allowed to break into this world. So lots of problems for him in his first year of being a guardian, or first season rather. So
when you're gonna publish it? I'm also making a story, and I'm always like looking for like how it works for other people.
So some people publish it on like online places like Webtoons and Tapas. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna self-publish it as a hard copy and maybe a digital, and then just call it a day, because that way I have control over how the pages and the panels look. Because I've read stuff on Webtoons and I like the story, but I can't. The endless scrolling just kind of, it throws me off when reading the comics, and I don't really like the page layout, and it never translates really well to print. So
it is kind of annoying.
Yeah, I mean it's just a me thing. Like, there are some artists that do it really well. I think part of it too is I just rather sit and read a physical copy in my hands and not have to go back and open it every time I want to read it, like on the computer. But yeah, I'm just gonna self-publish as a physical copy and go from there. So,
well, you can be pretty sure if that's how you feel about it. There are plenty of other people who feel that way too.
That is true. That is true. I mean, because in the past, I have done like campaigns for enamel pins of the baby pumpkins, and it's gone really well. So I that's probably another reason why I want to do a physical comic, because I've already kind of established physical products, not digital. I don't know. We'll see though. Like, I'm still kind of thinking about how I want to go about approaching that. Ideally, I would love to have it hosted on my own personal site.
Marketing
but that's
is always hard.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, tell me about it. That's like where I'm better than I used to be, but it definitely is a challenge. And
being an artist these days is definitely not easy.
No.
It is fun, and if you're passionate about it, it's awesome, but it's always got to be a struggle. Always, yeah.
It's taken me a while to kind of like figure out marketing stuff on social media too, because it's like, all right, how do I want to approach this? And I've just started doing batching, where I just make a bunch of posts, I schedule them, and I walk away, and I never remember it again. So
it does get posted that way.
Yes. Oh, hi, D. Blair Gold. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. I'm making sure I'm catching up. I'm making sure I'm not missing anything. I'm not retconning anything, Hoshi, don't worry. Thank you for stopping by, though, Dabler Gold. I hope you enjoy the stream. All right.
It's so much more fun when there's multiple people involved.
I know. I try not to stream late because I can never make late streams. So then I start later in the day and then I forget people are in different time zones and can't make it until later anyway. I'm like, this is why people stream late. I always forget there's a whole like I have a lot of I have people I know on the West Coast. I'm like, oh yeah, they can come. And then I'm like, wait, why are they here at 9 o'clock at night? And then I realize it's 7 o'clock where they are. It's not even dark. This time zone thing, man, throws me off. Everything throws me off related to time.
Do we blame the weekend?
Yes.
some sort of scapegoat available for this particular issue.
Weekend. It's all your fault. Stop it.
No, we don't have to be too mean. It knows what it did.
Yeah. If we're too mean, the weekend might not last too long. But yeah.
Yeah, we don't want it to go away. We just want it to sulk a little bit. Maybe in the corner.
There we go. Think about what it's done.
It gets weekends anymore.
Yeah. Well, that too. I feel like every weekend I've had something going on. I'm like, can I breathe? Can I at least breathe?
I can live 1 or 2 days, but then I get so tired and
yes. You're breaking up just a little bit, like you're too far from the mic.
My bad.
It's okay. No, it's like I just want to like I don't want you talking and then and then I'm like I can't hear you. I feel bad. Yeah, thank you, Deep Blair Gold. Right now, they're goofy drawings. Like I was saying earlier, I'm trying to get like some fun expressions for this character because I want a very defined moment of fun and goofy expressions, and then the very serious, intense ones, which I want to keep to not to a minimum, depending on the story, but yeah, or depending on the scene in the story.
That's a question about AI. I know it's really intense, but I just want to know.
Your question cut off a little bit in the beginning.
I was asking, how do you feel about AI?
AI? Oh, I don't really care, to be honest. I'm probably one of the few artists that just don't care. I'm not worried. I don't feel threatened by it. I don't think. It is what it is, and I can either stress about it or I can just do my thing and call it a day. There are some people that I know that use it for fun, and I'm not gonna knock them for having they're not using it for commercial work or anything. They're just like, oh, this is cool. They're just having fun with it. Like it's nothing. They don't really consider it anything other than just messing around, and that's totally fine to me. I understand from a lot of artist perspectives, like why they're concerned, and some of them are legit concerns. But at the end of the day, it's a fad that's dying out already. The only people that are really using it are those who are just trying to speed along concepting for their stuff, and those are the people that are already in the industry doing that. And I kind of see it as a poor man's tool right now, where they're just trying to get stuff together, and then as time goes on, where they have more money, they're going to hire actual artists. They're not going to rely on this tool because it's not something that generates things immediately that are great. It's it's just time versus money thing, and I just don't see a bunch of non-artists using it to save money when they're wasting so much time getting a decent result to begin with. So I don't feel threatened by it. I just, like I said, I think it's going to become more of a poor man's tool where someone who's trying to create a new story or world just needs something to make a concept and give it to an actual artist to make in their style, because that's never going to go away. So that's just kind of how I see it.
Fair take.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm in the industry where we've tried to do AI things before. Artists aren't going away. I can promise you that. It's just not happening. There's a lot of things that it just can't do. It's like it can't do well. It's just going to be a concepting tool. Like I actually follow an artist who, she's very much in the industry, and she's in a very good position in terms of her status in the industry and who she works with, and even she also has a disability. And she was saying, she has deadlines to meet, and she's probably going to only use it just to get the concepting across faster and then call it a day. And then they, use that concept to be like, all right, this is the direction the client wants. All right, now we can go back to what we're doing with our actual artists and get things done the way we're, in the direction it needs to go in, with the proper assets that they have to make from scratch anyway. That they have to piece together just like they would any other day. It's kind of reminiscent to me of film studio concept artists and 3D artists. Literally, they used to do this in a traditional method anyway. I think they were called greebles for clay sculpts, where it's just a bunch of pieces. You just mash it together and you're still intentional about where you put these things, but that's just what they did. They pieced together stuff they've already made anyway. I think the biggest issue really is artists having their work put into it without their consent, which I can totally sympathize and agree with. I think that's where the biggest issue lies. Yeah. I feel like I rambled. I'm sorry.
Oh no, completely agree. It's a surprisingly broad topic.
Yeah.
And that's where the bottom line is. And I think the thing about AI is that some people feel like other people forget that the data collection is an actual data collection and using other people's material without any sort of permission or consent, if you will.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that could be resolved by the Creative Commons type thing. There are plenty of people out there who would be more than willing to contribute work for free and be like, here, have at it, do what you want, And I think that will probably come to fruition sooner than not, because I've thought about it myself. I'm like, I'll just make a bunch of stuff, and if you like it, you can pay me $2 and you can throw it in your AI machine and have it, call it a day. So I think there is a market to kind of use it to your advantage and still not, you're still going to exist as an artist. So it's kind of like too, like in the 3D world, there's a lot of what is called kit bashing, where a lot of artists will spend time making all these assets in 3D, and then they sell those pieces, and then you can kit bash it to do whatever you want. And that is highly sought after and highly used for many things. And
not to mention people do it anyway.
Yeah, definitely. It's because it saves people time,
Exactly.
And Yeah, and as long as you're willing to pay for it and respect the usage licensing, our original artist isn't going to care.
Well,
You
the
know?
licensing is the bottom line, and that's
Yeah.
what's not happening right now.
Yeah. In that case, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And but like I said, I think that will work itself out when people are like, oh, well, we can make a database of work that is allowed to be put into this, and people can pull from that. Because there, like I remember back in the day with stock photos, people were very stressed about it. But then there were some stock artists or stock photo artists that are like, I don't care. This is the photo. You use it however you want. I don't want any credit. You just do your thing. You know.
They get paid.
Yeah. And then that's that. So I think that's what's probably going to happen, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think that will take pressure off a lot of artists from worrying about their work being taken or put into it.
Yeah. And I figured that was the whole thing with all the various gallery sites having their opt-out tag. Because because I figured that's what they were trying to sell, is a big list of names
who are willing to do it.
Had opted in to being collected with AI. That's what they were actually doing.
Yes, which I think was a horrible way to go about it.
Great, agreed. It's like, no,
opt in. Way to do it. Yeah.
Opt in, not opt out.
Yeah.
And that's all. We could go for another 3 hours on that.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? You did this wrong.
Very. And all of them did it. It's like, oh, you can opt out. It's like, it's too late. You set this up. It was running for an hour, and then you could opt out too late. Your stuff is already in the algorithm.
Yeah, I think they were hoping that accounts that were just sitting there for years would just not log in. I'm like, it's just one of those things where you have to know your clients and your customers, and they kind of...
They didn't. Because those were the perfect words to use for that, because the people using the sites weren't clients or customers. They're the product.
Yeah. It's... Yeah. I think, but, people rightly spoke up. So I think a lot... It's also new ground, and I think a lot of people just don't know how to deal with it.
I don't know. It was definitely it felt like a very, for lack of better terms, corporate move.
Yeah, it did. No, you're right. And Rio, if you are trying to talk, you're not coming through.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't understand you or hear you at all.
I just want to make sure that I'm not talking over you or anything.
Because I'm not muting my mic when I'm moving around.
Okay.
And, is that something that's heard, or is there an automatic mute here that you guys can't hear me at all?
Oh no, there's no automatic mute. I just want to make sure that your mic was working. So I'm like, I hope I'm not talking over Rio while I'm answering her question or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
I was just petting my cats, and now I'm cleaning their ears because they're gross. All of them. All these animals are gross. My fat dog, which is sitting here on this couch adorably with her adorable fatness, and my cat who ran away because he doesn't want his ears clean and he knows that he has no choice. Okay, hold on.
No worries.
Back here. He better get back. He's hiding in the bathroom.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Poor kitty. And my sister has to do that with her cat. He gets ear infections.
You gotta do it.
Yeah. Cats are
But man, you guys sure have a positive outlook on this AI thing. My outlook is definitely not anywhere near as positive as that. I'm thinking doom, sirens, sadness all the time, everywhere, chaos.
I think it's because I'm in the industry where we've tried this before. I already know. That's why I'm not worried. They were trying to turn my job like that, and I'm like, okay, have fun. And then guess what? I cut my job because it didn't work. So it's kind of why I'm not really worried. It's I can see clients coming in and using that method to be we want something like this. I kind of see it like a communication tool between people who just aren't artists and don't know how to say, I want green eyes with blue hair, but don't know how to express the different colors or something like that. Because the reason people come to artists is because they want a specific style.
Mm-hmm.
But
they like
at the same time. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Seen AI being used in a lot of ways that before I don't think people would have used them. Like, have you seen those the Balenciaga meme, where they like turn everything into a Balenciaga, Naruto Balenciaga, and all that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh my God, that's glorious. And the classical music muscle training, where they obviously the picture's AI. They ask for the AI to turn like what's it called? Classical music artist, Benjamin whatever, and just like make them pumped and thick and strong, and they're lifting weights, and these ladies from the 17th century and 18th century or whatever, they're like, oh yes, I'm quite ripped. Oh, I found this hilarious.
That's funny. I've seen some of those and they are funny, but that's like a meme machine type thing. It's like it kind of like, actually that reminds me of like the books like Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, like that whole collection. They just took the concept and replaced things with zombies, and then they had another one where it was Android Karenina instead of what was the original? It was a very, very bleak, depressing story. I didn't realize how dark it was, but they just took the classics and made them funny with zombies and ninjas and stuff.
Yeah, that's what AI is for.
Yeah, the people are just having fun with it.
Yeah, most of the internet is memes.
Yeah.
Like what a percentage of the internet is memes? Like what would we say?
Probably 90%.
Well, there's that, but also you have to consider the other industry that's specifically for adults. That one is 90%. Like the other 10%, like 5% memes. Not sure. Like one of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess there's just so much that the AI will never be able to do. It's artificial for a reason, And Fabulous Jumper,
I always figured they tried it before. They've already tried all this, and it didn't work. So they're selling it to people to try and
that's probably what it is. It didn't make it out of academia, so they're just like released to the public,
Exactly. They'll recuperate their investment. People have fun. Yep. They'll try and do something different with copyright. That didn't work. Oh well. They still made millions of dollars.
Yep. And Fabulous Jumper said it's hard to compete with that kind of technology. There was someone who was making a comic and he used AI to make something really specific for it that made me laugh so much. He told his artist, he goes, just go to this, whatever generator, and just get an image of just like a really creepy melted looking guy. So she's looking at it from an artist's perspective of highly detailed, like, all right, how would this look in real life? He goes, no. You don't need to be specific. It will automatically output horror because that's what it does. It can't do things properly to begin with. And that's when I was like, oh, you're using the inability of this AI to make anything remotely like good half the time to your advantage. And that kind of made me laugh.
It's smart.
Yeah. I was like, okay, you're gonna take it's because I messed with there were a couple anime ones back in the day. Well, I mean, it feels like back in the day now, but it's really not. And that's what it did. Like if it would generate just a mess. And those were the funniest ones. And I think that's kind of why people enjoy this. It's almost like a game where you're like, oh, what can I get next? What can I do after I throw this together? And there are very few people I see that are trying to get actual good work out of it. And then the ones that I do, it's so stale that I don't see it going far from an art perspective. You know, it becomes the same dramatic shadows. It becomes the same face syndrome, which artists, you know, we suffer from that too. But
Sure.
From that perspective, they get tunnel vision. You know, so I don't know. This is just from what I've seen. You know, it's...
Well, I agree.
But yeah, bye, Fabulous Jumper. Have a good night, and I will try to stream like this again.
We love everyone. We love you. Bye. I kind of like an actual artist.
You're cutting out a little bit, Rio.
How about now?
You're
Better?
a little better. Yeah.
All right. I kind of look at AI as an amateur artist. It's having difficulty with hands and feet.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts out with really basic ideas that it got from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Think to all the friends that you had that were all drawing like Sonic OCs or special
Not wrong.
OC character wolves, like their own character dog things. Like, you know, they all start out bad. They move on to other things and continue to get better until eventually you're like, holy, what? Did you make that? Are you serious? After you made like that weird thing in 3rd grade or something? Really? And I think that's what's going to happen with AI. It's not great now, but it'll continue to grow. And I mean, I've already seen the impact. Like, do you guys, what's the site, the Adobe site where they post jobs and stuff? What's it called? It's not Indeed, it's the other one.
Oh shoot, Monster?
No. Okay, there's ArtStation, there's Casting Call, and then there's I forgot the name.
Is it Behance? No.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. I used to go there all the time, you know, and when I went there at the very least in every tab, you know, freelance or full work, there were at least 200 jobs. But like now the entire website only has like 300 or something. Last time I checked, obviously. Plus
I
or
think
minus.
I don't think that's because of AI. I think it's more like companies are struggling right now. There's a lot happening in the industry right now that has nothing to do with AI, and people are like, well, no one's hiring because there's a lot happening, and I think that has a bigger impact.
Because I attributed that and Casting Call and a bunch of jobs on ArtStation too. Like all the jobs are almost disappeared overnight. You know, all the clients.
Yeah, there's a writer's strike going on right now, and that really affects the entire industry in terms of job availability, unfortunately. So when the writers go on strike, basically every industry just stops. It's like it just, you know, they just freak out because if there's no writers and there's no content, then there's no jobs, there's no money coming in. So what's happening with that's why there's no jobs right now. Unfortunately, it's more, I think, a perfect storm of the economy's not doing well. There's a writer's strike going on. There is some good reason for it too. It's not like, some of their demands are a little goofy, but
usually
it he was in here earlier, Copa. He's really well versed in that because he's a writer, and he was basically saying that there's a good reason why they're on strike, because they've been having demands that just aren't realistic. But most of the other demands are just not based in reality. So when they don't have their writers, then your games and your movies aren't going to be written, and then the artists have no work. It's one of those unfortunate situations. And people aren't buying games like they used to, or going to the movies like they used to.
And then there's the push for more expensive games.
Yeah.
And the quality of the games isn't what they used to be.
Yeah. It's a lot of issues. It's just like a perfect storm situation where things individually would be perfectly fine, but because everything's happening at once, that's what that's why you're not seeing anything. So it's kind of stressful.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
So like being in the industry, that's because even stuff that we have at work, it's cost is comes into play. So I think that's more why I don't think it's AI. If anything, to be honest, the only thing I could even possibly think of this industry using AI for realistically is just concepting and textures, because everything else is it's gonna need work. Like no matter what else you think, like even my boyfriend and I were looking at some really cool tools for 3D, and like, oh wow, this is cool, it just makes it for you. And then you put it in the 3D program, and then you gotta go clean it up. And then you're like, well, I can either model this from scratch, or I can model it from scratch with a tool. You know, it's yeah. It's just yeah. That's why I'm not worried. I'm just not. I think the lack of jobs, though, I think you're seeing that is more to do with company finances and economy than the AI. And I think it was just perfect timing that it came out, you know. And I think from a business perspective, I see people who do use it for like YouTube thumbnails and stuff. They actually hire people to do it for them still. And they have to clean it up. They have to have the skills to do all that. And you're still hiring artists. You're just doing something different now.
Yeah. And some would say, and I've seen this argument, not to even play the devil's advocate either, because I'm still with you. They would say, well, they're paying these artists a lot less to do that kind of work.
Yeah, I can see some people doing that.
It's gonna get tired. It's gonna get tired is what's gonna actually happen. I think you're right about that.
Yeah. It's just, things just are off balance, and it takes time for them to get back on balance. And I'm confident they will. I'm confident things will go back. It's just one of those pain points right now. And
definitely. And of course, there's some people who say, oh, well, the AI is going to just keep getting better and better. And, well, I don't think so.
I always say that's why it's called artificial, because it's not going to.
Yeah, like back to they've probably already tried this in private and it didn't work aspect of it.
Yes.
This existed long before anyone in the public knew about it.
Yeah. That's why it makes me laugh. Like, because when you think about from a technology perspective, most likely what it's doing is it's using detection tools that it probably used in facial recognition software for security purposes, and that's what it's probably using to determine half the stuff. And you're like, okay, so when you look at it from a technology perspective and a coding perspective, what was it using? Okay, it's just using detection software that was probably in existence for criminal use or criminal investigation, or facial reconstruction imagery.
Sure.
Stuff like that. And it becomes less scary when you start breaking it down.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what were we doing all these years when we were checking all the boxes for all those squares that contained a traffic light?
Yeah.
What do you think that was for?
Yeah. It's
What do you think that data is used for? And what do you think it was when we were all encouraged to tag things and name
Yeah.
them properly, and we were required to put them in the correct category?
Mhm.
That's training an algorithm.
Yeah. It becomes just like it's one of those, it's not intentionally meant to be bad or anything.
No,
it's just
no. At least not
it just
necessarily.
yeah, it just happened this way, you know.
Mm.
So yeah. I hope that I do have a positive outlook on it, and I think it's just because I'm so in the thick of it, and we've kind of encountered something similar like that with our jobs, and it's
Mhm.
there's just a lot of human brain power that is really needed, and you're always going to need artists. They're never going to go away. I promise they're not going to. Work might look a little bit different, but you're still going to be a huge part of the industry and a business's existence. So
Yes, you
Yeah.
can't really tell what the future is because we always base the future on what we see now, and what we see now is simply going to change, and you can't predict the
Yeah.
future on something that you haven't seen yet. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed that it is the case that you say, and that it really is just something, a tool to be used, and not
Yeah.
something that will replace people.
Well, I
But,
guess the way I see it too is we were supposed to have flying cars by now.
Mhm.
We don't have flying cars.
Wait a minute. We do. Technically, we do have flying cars.
Technically,
alright?
we
They're
have
just
them.
very expensive.
Technically, they're expensive and they're absolutely useless because they can't go very far.
Yep.
That is absolutely true. But we
it's-
have electric unicycles, and that's
We
kind of
do.
like a hoverboard.
That's true.
That's super cool.
If it doesn't
That's-
actually hover, it doesn't count.
Well,
close
I
enough.
mean,
Where's my
pretend.
anti-gravity?
you know. Okay, but you can jump on it though, like in the middle of the air. Does that? It counts a little bit, you know.
If you, I want an anti-gravity device that lasts for more than 2 seconds.
That's true.
Hmm.
That would be scared though.
Oh, yeah,
Those-
definitely, yeah.
I'm
Those
scared of those
real
things.
anti-gravity devices, they're terrible. Like they're gross, and ugly. Ugh.
The only thing I'd ever want to try are those water jet things. Where you're in the water and you can use the water jets to go up in the air. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm I'd probably crash into that water 20 times in a row. But that looks like fun. That's the only
Dude, awesome! I love this. I love all extreme things.
yes.
God, what I wouldn't give to be good at everything.
I know.
Like all the things.
Yes.
The only thing that I haven't done right now is bungee jumping, and as soon as I have money, that's the first thing I'm gonna do.
Oh my god, I don't have the confidence for that. I would pass out before I even jumped.
Well,
so
I mean, it's not as scary as you think, Like people say that skydiving is terrifying, but I did it, and it's not terrifying at all. It's just fun, Like I asked the instructor up there, and if he could do some flips and stuff, and he did flips in the middle of the air, and it was super awesome.
Oh my god. I like my feet on the ground.
Yeah, I don't think you've convinced any of us, unfortunately.
That convinced me not to do it further.
Dang it. I'll try again later.
Hmm.
All right. So it is 9:36 for me. I'm probably gonna get.
We're in the same time zone.
Yay!
Woo.
Awesome. Same time zone. High five. Woo!
All right, internet high five.
And high five.
And a high five.
Yes, I'm gonna end the stream here. This was a
Okay.
lot of fun though. I really did enjoy this, and I really appreciate you guys
Good.
joining the chat and helping me figure out what was going on and getting it to work on everything. And
Yeah, thanks
Had
for your
fun.
patience with me there.
oh,
Just
no problem.
unexpected difficulties there.
That's me all the time, so don't
Oh.
worry about it.
You guys have inspired me. I want to do this myself too. Because,
Aw.
this is fun.
It's good.
I
It
want
is
to do it
fun.
too.
And now, of course, I'm ending the stream soon, and Mark just showed up. Hello, Mark. Welcome. Is that Mark G?
I don't know you, Mark.
Let's see.
But what's up?
I think
Hello.
I know that. I know this Mark. He pops in every now and then. Yes. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. This was fun.
Good.
Yes.
All right.
I hope you guys are having a good, or you do have a good night, and you have a good Mother's Day tomorrow if you celebrate it and all that fun stuff. And if not, hope you have a nice Sunday regardless. I hope everyone else watching is gonna have a nice Sunday regardless. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for stopping by to say hi,
bye.
Mark. All right, bye everybody. Thank you again for stopping by. I'll see you next time.